I'm doing pop culture, entertainment, depth first heard, and yes, depth first heard. Here's the thing I think a lot of people think that's it, it's over, it's time to move on. And on one hand, it is. But there's still a few things lingering, like people here that aren't quite giving up. And obviously, we still don't have a definitive answer on that appeal quite yet. So they say Amber Heard says Johnny Depp verdict has chilling effect on women, demands reversal or new trial. Now, when the headlines in People and Rolling Stone and Newsweek and things like that say Amber loses appeal, Amber cannot appeal, something like that, I guess they'll have nowhere to go except smear and then it'll be over. But there is still this little tiny chance something might happen. It's kind of like we're out of the woods, we see the clearing, but we're not quite in that clearing yet. If we were, we wouldn't have articles like this. It would be like, wow, I can't believe I'm seeing an article here about Amber Heard. It's been a long time. But they keep going. So let me go through this here. And what I notice is they're regurgitating stuff, a lot of the same things here, almost like they're just reading other publications and basing the article on that with no research, facts, or sources themselves. Or maybe just basic facts, fundamental things that everyone knows. And by the way, this here is from December 6th, 2022, which is obviously why I'm reading it. If this here was from like 2 weeks ago, we'd have no discussion, but this is from 2 days ago from where I'm sitting, and for you in the US possibly, it's like a day ago. Amber Heard appealed the Johnny Depp defamation verdict, demanding a reversal or a new trial and saying the outcome has a chilling effect on women speaking out. We've been hearing that forever now. They're just repeating it for people who didn't see their other articles where they're spewing the same stuff. They give some more basic facts and details. They say once again the trial shouldn't move forward because of the UK verdict that contradicted it, which we know wasn't a jury trial, it wasn't 6 weeks, and it was based on the opinion of one judge who just believed Amber, basically. She also argued that her statements were not capable of causing defamation, but if not, you gotta explain why Johnny lost those jobs, why no one would work with him, one of the biggest actors in cinematic history. I mean, even if his career wasn't doing so good at that point, it's not like people are gonna say, oh, Johnny Depp, one of the biggest names in movie history ever, we're not gonna work with him. No, he's coming late to set. Just doesn't make sense. Just does not hold up. And of course, they pick a mean picture. I mean, not mean, but if you get my drift, Johnny looks irritated. He's not smiling. He's not in a good mood. It's obviously deliberate. They go on to talk about the verdict, December 6th, 2022. Good job, people. To find in favor of Depp, the jury must have concluded that Depp did not abuse Heard and that Heard knowingly lied in accusing him of abuse, but to find in favor of Heard, the jury must have concluded that Heard told the truth about being a victim of domestic abuse by Depp. Accordingly, the verdict against Heard cannot stand. They talk about the appeal and say that Johnny should not be held accountable for what Adam Waldman said, which, yeah, I agree with, because he's not Adam Waldman, he's Johnny. So it seems like their whole issue, from what I'm getting, about Adam Waldman is that he called Amber's story and what she did a hoax. But that's what was proved in court. So I don't know. My mind is kind of confused here. I don't see why the court awarded Amber $2 million for Adam Waldman saying something that was true. Maybe I'm messed up though. I'm no lawyer here. The argument Depp's team put forward, they include, I guess which is kind of good, that Adam Waldman is an independent contractor whose allegedly tortious conduct is not automatically attributable to Mr. Depp, and no evidence of Waldman's actual malice was presented at the trial by Heard's legal team. If I'm saying that word right, tortious. Well, sounds like a tortoise to me. I have no clue. I'm probably reading it wrong. Let's move on. Hope that was entertaining. They say Heard changed her legal team. It's never her fault. Bad legal team. Next legal team to get the true truth out, I guess. And they go on to the tired old freedom of speech argument. It's so simple, man. She had freedom of speech. She used it. We saw what happened. And they say Judge Penny denied her request for a mistrial, which I also agree with. So yeah, that's it. They go on and on about this stuff. Now, what was that? What did we just read there on December 6th, 2022? Nothing new. I saw nothing new there. Why are they printing this? What's the point? What did they write? What are they doing? All they're doing is putting the same article out there with a slightly different headline, with slightly different wording, so people who missed their other one, who they want to kind of trick into believing something, read this one. I mean, maybe trick is a stretch, but if you get my drift, they want people to see it from this angle, that the court made a mistake. Anyway, let me know what you think down below. Do you still read People? Will you read People? Will I ever get a yes on that? Probably not. I think it's going to be nose down the line. One thing I'm doing here is following the actual media. Some people say, well, what's with this article? It's old. Well, it's new, but I get the drift. The information's old, but what we're doing is following the media and seeing what they're saying and seeing their narrative and seeing if that shifts and seeing who's good and seeing who's bad. So it's kind of like half about the actual information here. And if you don't subscribe here and you've thought about it, I'll be pretty sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.